Alrighty, we're live. Hello, hello, hello. Now just give OBS a moment to detect Katawa Shoujo. I float around some menus, does that help? There we go. Alrighty, because we're back for more of Shizune's route. Where, yeah, I think we've only really, just begun. Remember last time we started taking sign language classes with Hisao, and I think we ended off on we had one of our first full interactions where it was just Shizune, where we went down into town to pick up the package for Kenji, and ended up bumping into Shizune while we were there. And I think that was where we left off, was just finishing that chapter. Oh, hello, my dear. Welcome to the stream. So, I suppose we get into what's next? Alright. The sign language teacher says I'm pretty good. I try not to think about it too much, but the truth is I'm poring over it so much lately that it's hard not to keep coming back to it at least a couple of times a day. I guess I am picking it up faster than expected, but it's still not enough. No, to be fair, that is something that I think is always a help when you're learning a language, is when you have, some, intrinsic motivation. It's not just, I'm taking this class because I'm supposed to, it's... Oh. I tend to find I learn Japanese easier than I do any other language, but I think that's just because I have a real interest in Japanese. Or at school, I always remember we had a French teacher who was completely in love with France and French, and her enthusiasm kind of had a spillover effect that made you want to learn the language, and when you wanted to learn it, it just kind of clicks so much quicker. You end up kind of thinking about it because you're enthusiastic about it. And then she ended up moving to France because that's how much she liked France. And we got another teacher who didn't have that enthusiasm, and all of a sudden it's so difficult to learn. No. But I think the same is going for Hisao, that he has a vested interest in himself of wanting to learn the language. I understand it just fine. Understanding it is simple. Well, I have to put my mind to it to read it, but it's easy enough when I do. The signing itself is doable, I just need a little more practice. However, trying to do both at the same time, even at half the speed Misha does, it's impossible. Where I'm at now is good for my level, but in order to reach a point where I'll be able to really converse with Shizune, I'll need more work. But yeah, it's not... Learning a language isn't going to be a quick process. Especially if it's a new type of language that you're not used to doing. I'm doing my best to get to that point one step at a time by doing as much studying as I can squeeze in during lunch. I look up from Introduction to Japanese Sign Language to check if Shizune or Misha are around. Of course, since this is taking up my lunch hour, I've had to avoid them for a few days now. What's more, I'll have to continue doing so if I want to keep Shizune from finding out. My back to the corner, scanning the area every 10 minutes. I feel like some kind of criminal trying to evade capture. Trying to be sneaky. Every chance she gets, Misha asks me why I want to hide the fact I'm learning sign language from Shizune. Looking back on it, there really wasn't any reason, but now I think I know. If I want Shizune to be able to treat me as a true equal, sign language is an important step towards that goal. If I want to be able to treat Shizune as an equal, then sign language is an important step towards that goal. Another important step is to make sure she doesn't know, so that when we're able to finally speak on equal terms, I'll be fully ready. Able to do it right, not like some dilettante? That is not a word I I'm familiar with. Oops, got something in my eye. Indeed. Anything less, I think, would be insulting. She would see it the same way. Would she? I don't feel you've quite got as much of a grasp on Shizune's personality as you think you do, Hisao. I can't imagine her ever thinking it's insulting that, you know, you're trying. So to me, this is the only option. Especially now that I've decided to be so resolute with it. Shizune has a huge aura. It's very easy to see her coming, or even to sense her coming. Mostly because Misha's hair lights up any crowd she's in like a beacon, and you can hear her laughing from a mile away. Although, even if Misha weren't with her, it would be the same. Her directness and efficiency are core parts of her, so it's no surprise that they come across in the way she walks as well. Due to all these factors, I'm able to put away all my things and put on my best casual face long before they see me and head my way. Hi. Student council. Still wonder if I should be like doing like a voice, like trying to act like voice Shizune, or if I should just be using like my normal voice. Student council. Student council was the first thing I asked to learn. It seemed like it would come in handy. Yeah, I've been dodging it for a while now, huh? Yep. Oh no. Oh, I thought... Shizune sits down in front of me to my right, and Misha to my left. It was a mistake putting myself in the corner. Now I'm, well, cornered. In the end, I'm dragged off to the student council room, but I don't mind. I was starting to miss them a bit anyway. In some ways, this makes it easier. Satisfied with having caught me, Shizune doesn't ask where I've been all this time. Once I stand before the door, I wonder what could be so important that they're so eager to pull me back in. Games. There are more games out than books. This at least explains why every time I come here there are stacks of books piled on every table, and occasionally parts of the floor. They need the room to put all these games somewhere. It's boring playing against each other so much, Hit-chan, so it's your turn, okay? Okay, it's settled then. You tried to give her a voice and she felt it was weird. Oh, okay. Yeah, I just wasn't sure if I should, like, just... Like, cause it's, like, is this... Should I be representing this as Hisao, like, reading what she's saying? Or actually her speaking... I suppose, like, yeah, it should be her speaking herself. I didn't even say anything. Hit-chan, this is one of the last days we'll be able to take it easy like this for a while, so it's especially important we make the most of it, don't you think? Tanabata will be coming up soon, and we'll have to put in a lot of work for that too. So, for now, play with us! Come to think of it, it's true. I hadn't even noticed because I've been so wrapped up in wanting to learn sign language. Right on the heels of one festival, a bigger one appears. I wonder if Shizune will try and rope a couple new members in to help with that one as well. You're right. Yay! Hit-chan agrees! Let's celebrate! I know. We should play a game. Let's play a game to celebrate, Hit-chan. I don't know. That kind of thing usually ends badly for me. Hit-chan is worried about the stakes. Misha makes a very disappointed face. It's hard to tell if she's mocking me since her expressions are so exaggerated by default. She's an all-out kind of girl. I turn my head to Shizune. Now, this person? She is definitely mocking me. Hey, stop that, but yes, I'll play with you if you tell me what's at stake first. How very Japanese, putting the consequences above everything else. Hit-chan, have you ever heard of the expression missing the forest for the trees? No. That's a lie, but I have my pride, which is currently feeling wounded. Okay, I'll play, but I want to pick the game. Misha nods. Additionally, I pick the punishment if you lose. Shizune makes an X with her arms. That either means denied, or that she's about to use her special attack. Zanadium Korsen! That's an obscure reference for anyone. Could it be... It was 2012 or 2014 that... Cause now I'm actually wondering, like, it would... That could... I don't even know if that's, like, possible that they could be making that reference. Now who's afraid of consequences? How vengeful, still thinking so spitefully about a playful little joke. If a bit you would probably bite back. Shizune signs a word that I didn't quite catch. Hichan is so vengeful, even though it was just a playful little joke. If an armadillo bit you would probably bite back. Armadillo? It's foolish to bite an armadillo back, Hichan. But Hichan would do it anyway, you see? I see. Shizune adjusts her glasses with a small flourish of her hand. Hichan, we didn't have anything planned at all if you were to win or lose. You just assumed there would be something like that. I wonder why. Me too. But oh well, there isn't. Does that change your mind, Hichan? Well, yes. Misha windmills her arm at high speed to show her joy. Weird habit. This is the kind of thing you could only see in the student council room, occupied by only 3 people. Anywhere else, you would end up socking someone in the face. Yay, yay! Let's start right now! Not just yet. Oh. Okay. However, we have to all be able to play. That's my condition. I don't like games where one person is clearly the ace player right off the bat, or games where only 2 people can play, so one of us has to sit back. It has to be something the 3 of us can play equally. Checkers? I think checkers is 2-player only. The instant she says it, Misha takes out a bag of checkers and places them on the table. Only 2 people can play that, I told you. Okay. Hichan, how about... Monopoly! A Monopoly box slowly edges towards me, and I take it out of Misha's hands and put it under my chair. It's trying to ruin the friendship. I don't like games that revolve around luck of the draw. They're too much about chance and not about skill. So stop jumping the gun with these games. I mean, to be fair, I kind of, like, agree with Hisao on that point. I'm not a big fan of games where it's, like, so much reliant on dice rolls. Like, it feels like in Monopoly there's very little strategizing you can do. Luck is kind of a skill, you know. No, it's not. It can be if you're consistently lucky, right? That's a trait, not a skill, I would argue. Once at that point, it's something else entirely. Baccarat? Marbles? Life? Snakes and ladders? Roulette? Blackjack? Paper football? Trivial Pursuit? But a game of life is always fun. No, I suppose it's also very luck-based. But I think Game of Life ends up being fun because you kind of get, like, funny narratives in it. Like, seeing how your player, like, goes through their life. With each suggestion, a new box, board, and pieces appear around her. A bizarre catalogue of games ranging from children's fare to serious, polished-looking gambling instruments that look very out of place in this humble room. Freeway chess? Is that even possible? I'm fairly certain there are. Like, there are lots of, like, varieties, like, of weird chess games you can get. Whichever, I haven't seen 3-player chess, but I've seen 4-player chess. Let's try. Yes, let's try it, definitely. They pull a chessboard from behind him with a flourish like two junior magicians. Well, magic does require some deft sleight of hand, and they've got that in spades. I'm not surprised. Nevertheless, it is still somehow unsettling. Stop doing that. Excuse me. A very timid voice manages to make me look up. Oh, Hanako. Well, of course I knew it was her from the name before, but... I lost my ID card and someone told me I could find out where to get a new one here. If I'm interrupting something, I can come back later. Of course, like, Hanako... So it kind of just feels like we've almost summoned Hanako by, like, bringing out the chessboard. Hanako's eyes drift across the room, taking in the landscape of piled-up record books, haphazardly scattered chairs, and overturned board games. I guess this isn't exactly the image an organised, tightly run student council like ours should be giving off. Hello. It's the only thing I can think of to break the ice. Unfortunately, it just seems to startle her further. My ID card. You're in our class, aren't you? Right? So, don't be timid, okay? Come on. Yep, even though we're seniors, it's not like we'll bite. You're not our seniors. We're in the same year. We're not our seniors. We're in the same class. Still, I am grateful to them for stepping in. What is it you said you want? An ID card, right? Yes. Her eyes slide away from Misha. Being shy, it's no wonder she's not the best at keeping eye contact. I follow where she's looking and notice her gaze stop on the chessboard on the table. Hanako's eyes widen, just for a moment. Shizune notices as well. Oh. Do you like chess? You like chess, don't you? Yeah, you do, definitely. Do you want to play? Hesitation. She might make a break for it. I refuse to get involved in this. It won't end well. To my amazement, Hanako seems to be considering the idea very seriously. She touches the tips of her fingers together pensively, mulling the thought over. That level of consideration is more or less a confirmation. We're having our lunch break, so you'll have to wait anyway. Why not play with us in the meantime? Come on, it'll be fun. Really fun. You like chess, don't you? I can tell. Really, really obvious. So, please, will you? Okay. Yay! Success! Okay. That's great. The chessboard is set up. The opening move is important. However, Shizune doesn't seem to care. Hanako ponders her moves carefully, sliding pieces forward just a bit, then pulling them back in uncertainty, second-guessing herself over and over again. She's really into this game. You can't call her a casual player. Definitely an enthusiast. Shizune can't take her lightly. No matter what she does, Hanako has an appropriate response. Yet there's something wrong about the pacing of this game. Shizune moves too quickly. No, not even too quickly, but with illogical speed. It's like she isn't even thinking about what she'll do next. Either Shizune is in the realm of supercomputers, or she isn't taking this game very seriously. I mean, if Hanako's taking like a long time to take her turns, like Shizune has plenty of time while Hanako's thinking to plan her next move. Which I suppose would keep Hanako on the defensive. She's always reacting to Shizune acting very quickly. Where Shizune has plenty of times to sit back and watch and just plan out what her next move is. Or maybe Hanako just isn't very good. Shizune forces an exchange of pawns. Hanako's turns take increasing amounts of time as the game goes on, and it hasn't even been going on that long. Suddenly it all becomes clear. Shizune has a lot more time to think about her next move because Hanako takes forever to move a piece. Oh, I called it. Despite that, it's an interesting game. Black Knight to f6. Bishop to d3. Since they're both playing seriously, no one is toying with the other. There is no clearly dominant player, at least for now. Maybe this is helped by the fact that they aren't very close to each other from what I can see. Shizune is a mysterious opponent to Hanako, and Hanako is an enigma to Shizune. Hanako's furrowed brow shows that she is into the game. She wants to really win. And Shizune always wants to win. Their lack of familiarity is a little depressing, but it is giving life to the game and allowing them to see each other as good competition. Maybe they might even end up being friends over it. Or at the very least, rivals in chess. It's an optimistic thought. Although remembering playing Risk against Shizune, she doesn't want to just crush people for the fun of it. The game continues. Shizune plays 12 moves in 4 minutes. What a scary opponent. But Hanako holds her own, even though her king is being chased around the board a bit. Pawn to h6. White knight to e6. The end is near. The game ends. That was a really good game! Thanks. It was really close. I thought I would lose. You're very skilled. Magnanimous in victory and extending a hand to the defeated. Maybe it's because Hanako has taken her defeat so well. This is a fun game, but it took so long. Almost a whole period. Chess is too formulaic, especially at this level. How about some advanced rules? What? Advanced? I saw the little... this, like, smug cat face. Yeah, like speed chess, or chess with additional pieces. Or maybe we can pair up and play tag team chess with 1 or 2 boards. Your choice. Come on. It'll be fun. Really. Regular chess is so slow, too methodical. It's boring. I want to play chess that rewards quick thinking and daring. Any one of these... Oh. I'm... Any one of these. Comparing chess to it is like comparing checkers to Go, or tic-tac-toe, or shogi, right? Right? Can you compare? I feel like shogi is, like, not in the same level of complexity as tic-tac-toe. Even laser chess might be more exciting. Pick something, pick! Yeah, my brain was a little confused at the sentence. Like, I was trying to work out, like, what was... It didn't feel like it made sense to me. Like a deer in the headlights. Many emotions spring up in me, watching Hanako's mind reel in front of the chessboard as if she's about to faint. The dominant one is amusement, but I move a little closer in case she might really topple over. The board is set up again, but this time it's not even close. Hanako can't even make a move out of fear of her hand colliding with Shizune's. She's all over the board. It's an onslaught. Anywhere Hanako wants to put a piece, Shizune is already there. It's the fastest game I've seen in my life. Okay, Shizune, I think you're starting to bully Hanako. Let's change the rules and play again. Best out of 6, like Kasparov and Deep Blue. Oh, there she goes. Kasparov and Deep Blue, that was... Deep Blue is like the chess AI, like the chess robot, isn't it? Hanako excuses herself and flees the room, unsurprisingly. Huh? Wait! Didn't she want to know where she could get a new ID? Excuse me, hello? Come back, please. No, wait! Strangely, the further Misha goes away, the louder the sound of her voice seems to grow. Oh, I couldn't catch her. Shizune pats her on the shoulder reassuringly. There. You're pretty cheerful for someone who needed a pat on the shoulder. Hichan, do you hate games where luck is involved? A question out of nowhere, but it feels like an important one. Not where luck is involved. Well, I'm answering this, not not Hisao. I like games where luck is involved. Like a little bit of I think a little bit of randomness can make it interesting. But I hate it when like that. Like luck is the main driver of how well you do. If it wasn't, why would Shizune... Oh, did I think I didn't read the last message. Oh, a question out of nowhere, but it feels like an important one. If it wasn't, why would Shizune be looking at me, watching for my reaction? Even as I glance in her direction, she tries to pretend she isn't doing so, putting on a casual air by spinning a chess piece in her fingers. I don't like games that revolve around luck of the draw, right? That was you, Hichan. Yeah, revolving around luck isn't the same as just having luck involved, though. I don't hate games just for having an element of luck. Most games have an element of luck to them anyway. It's what keeps them interesting. Yeah, exactly. I think a game where you know from the beginning how far you can go is boring. Then it's not a game, isn't it? Just going through motions. For a game where you have little to no control, I don't think I could get into something like that. I see. That girl isn't very good at chess. Oi! Chess is a formulaic game, so it's a game that isn't suited for her. There was nothing formulaic about her. Someone who plays chess like that, looking only at the next piece, playing so shallowly, can't be called a serious chess player. Don't tell Hanako that. Anyone who loves chess to the point where their eyes sparkle like that when they see a chessboard would be the kind of person who would study the game. If you study it just carefully, you can learn to see at least 2 moves ahead, even against pros. Why would someone who loves the game so much, with that enthusiasm, know so little about it? Even less than someone with just a passing interest in it. Because they maybe enjoy something different about it than... Shizune puts down a piece in her hand. It's a rook. Her feelings are real, but her feelings for the game aren't real. Do you understand, Hichan? There's no luck in chess. It's very important to realize that. Luck in games is good because it gives everyone a chance. Just enough to matter. But not so much that skill is penalized. Chess is boring because it's... Chess is boring because it's not a game. To me, it seems like formulas. Gatekeeper Shizune. No... Yeah, I do suppose that is a... I do suppose there is she does have a point there, like, chess isn't... There is a lot less, there's no uncertainty in chess, other than your opponent's skill level. Like, it's... There's no randomness involved. There's no dice or wheels you have to spin or cards you have to draw. It's just how well can you play? Like, how well can you predict your opponent? Hanako isn't the kind of person who would love something like that either. If you value something, you fight. Struggle is proof of preciousness. I think so, at least. Or, you can see it immediately, since it's so precious that it stops your thinking. The first is a passionate love. The second is a gentle love. I tried to fight her, chasing around her king and trying to bait her. I didn't succeed though because she stuck to only what would work. The trickiest moments were when she moved the fastest. That means she knew exactly how to deal with those situations. That means someone taught her. Do you understand, Hichan? Oh, okay. Sorry, this is making me wonder, like, this is something I don't think we really learned in Hanako's route, but kind of like why she likes chess. We know definitely that she does. I'm trying to remember. Like, I don't think she ever mentioned like who taught, like where she learned shit, or did she? My brain really can't remember this little bit of information. Dad and reading. I think it was one of the games available to her in the orphanage. Dad and reading. Yeah, quite possibly. Yeah, reading definitely was, but I just wonder if chess was something from earlier in her life. Like maybe my brain is just like wondering if maybe it's something one of her parents were into. And it might explain why she has a lot of enthusiasm, but not a lot of skill with it. Because she only has, like, whatever age she was because she was quite young at the time. So she has, like, a limited level of, like, knowledge about the game, but she kind of still, it's in her mind as a connection to one of her parents. But yeah, maybe it was in the orphanage. I know the reading definitely was. Not really. If you love chess that much, but you can't give it your all, it's because you love the memories attached to it and not the game. It's too precious to her to see as a tool for true competition. Yeah, that's like kind of what I was thinking. And due to that, you can't become friends over it. Not without words. Well, your way of making friends isn't the kind of way that works on everyone anyway, Shizune. The look on her face isn't one of sadness, at least as far as I can tell, but her words are very sad. Hey, let's play a game. Well, the board is still here. But the bell rings and cuts me off. No chess this time. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Things have returned to normal. Well, I transferred in at a pretty unusual time, and I can hardly say that I had a normal first few weeks here. I guess it's more like things have calmed down and reached normality. I've been here longer than I thought. It's hard not to think about all the stuff I must have missed in this school before my arrival, or the things that might have happened in my old school since I've been gone. I wonder where these feelings come from, since I didn't leave much behind. I have a lot more here that I like. If that wasn't the case, then I wouldn't even bother with something like the Student Council or Shizune and Misha. I would be hard-pressed to care about anything, if this school was how I imagined it would be. Oh, excuse me. So even this feeling of a daily routine makes me glad, in a way. I dread the amount of work that's going to hit me in Student Council after school, enough to want to consider stepping out on my duties, just this once. Yet, it's nice to feel like there is something I can do. Shizune drops a stack of attendance sheets next to me. Thanks again for helping out. Thanks again, Hit-chan. Sure is a lot of work, though. I had to skip out on sign language class again, but now I'm at a level where I can understand most of Shizune and Misha's conversations with each other, so I'm not too bothered by it. Shizune still doesn't know that, though. I'm determined to keep things that way until I'm very sure of my skills. Perhaps it's a little childish of me. Tanabata is in less than 5 days, but they're only going to start building the stalls tomorrow. Hit-chan, we might have to help out with building stalls again starting tomorrow. Why? What was the point of taking them apart then? That took days, didn't it? Yep, that's right, even though Hit-chan wasn't there for it. I would have helped out if you'd asked. It wouldn't have made sense to bore you with clean-up duty after you enjoyed the festival so much. It wouldn't have made sense to bore you with making you clean up right after the festival. It would have ruined the fun. Besides... Hit-chan is lazy anyway. You would have tried to run away again. Shit-chan doesn't like playing Foxhound. That stings. Shizune covers her mouth with her hand and starts shaking. It takes me a second to realize she's laughing, mostly because she's doing so completely soundlessly. Okay, so this does make me... See, things like... Things like this make me wonder, like, if, like, Shizune, like, actually there's... like, damage to her throat that she can't make noise at all. Or that, or she's like just very disciplined and kind of like learned early on that kind of, oh, like laughing makes noise. I don't know, I can never tell how loud it is, so I learn to laugh in a way that is soundless. Because she has no other way of volume control. But from what I understand, like most people who are mute, like are still capable of laughing. Because I don't think you need your... I don't think you laugh using like the same muscles that you use to speak. Maybe? I don't quite know how it all works. Oh, no, wait, that's the whole thing. But she's not mute. Or at least it's never been brought up. The problem is she's deaf, she can't hear. So unless there is, like, she does actually have a problem with her throat as well. It's a little strange to see, but more or less the same good-spirited kind as Misha's, without being eardrum piercing. That's a good question though, Hit-chan. Huh? Stalls! It's a storage issue. The school doesn't have anywhere to store so many stalls, since each one is pretty large. They won't pay for outside storage either, so this is what they decided on. It's inefficient, but cheaper. Because the school doesn't have anywhere to store that many stalls, Hit-chan. Yeah, right, they do, but they don't want to pay. Sorry, Hit-chan. It's because of the previous generation. The leadership decided that outside storage costs had risen too much, and the student council before us was too weak-willed to tell them that it's stupid to have to build and disassemble 60 stalls twice every year. Okay! Misha's just like not bothering to translate that. Hit-chan, let's eat something. It feels like we've been working all day. We have. Oh, we have. Now that I think about it, I am hungry. I would have had lunch, but it was really crowded today for some reason, so I decided it wasn't worth the trouble. Unless I wonder if Misha is deliberately, like, not translating some things to kind of, like, tip off Shizune that he understands you even without me having to say it. It was like that today because they had some especially interesting things for sale on the side. Like what? No, don't tell me. I guess it doesn't matter since I won't be able to eat them anyway. Shizune looks oddly pleased with herself. I wonder what the context of that could be. I prepared ahead of time for this. Beaming with self-satisfaction, she produces a wide assortment of food from her bag. I can immediately see that 90% of it or more was taken from the lunchroom. There's a lot as well. Isn't there a limit on how much a person can buy? That means these gains are definitely ill-gotten. The veal cutlet bread is always sold out in the first minute of lunch. I'm impressed you managed to obtain one. Thank you. Oh, I reach for it quickly, but Shizune immediately makes a grab for it as well. Her hand goes slack for a second when it touches mine, but she immediately pushes forth with redoubled effort, that blazing competitive spirit flashing dangerously in her eyes. Her fingers pry at mine, searching for an opening. I don't budge an inch, prepared to fight for this bread with my life. I might never have another chance to eat this. I am fully aware that if we continue like this, we could crush the bread, greatly reducing its edibility. Can you not just split it in half? You're all friends, you can share. Misha, tell her that unless she lets go, the bread is going to be crushed. Hmm? Why can't you do it yourself? No, I'm startled. Oh, I'm startled she can so nonchalantly let slip that I could communicate with Shizune just fine if I wanted to. I always considered a possibility it was intentional, but I'm sure she was just distracted trying to tear the wrapper off a juice box straw. Also, I think that Misha was more saying that, I mean, you could avoid crushing the bread by, you could let go of it. Share? Yes, you could share. Just cut it in half. Isn't it obvious? I can't let go of the bread. I can't tell Shichan that then. She puts her palms up to the sky and shrugs, a wide grin on her face. Why not? Because you have a stake in this, so I can't trust you. If Shichan wants to reply, she has to let go of the bread and then you win. Who knows, who knows? Maybe that's what you want, Hitchan. It wouldn't be fair, so I'm going to be neutral, like Switzerland. Switzerland? Do you know about Switzerland? Of course I do. It's neutral. They're neutral. Shizune stares at me cockily, the tip of her tongue sticking out slightly from between her teeth as she continues to tug firmly at the veal cutlet bread between us. Oh. Isn't that more like something like people do instinctively when they're really putting effort into something? Is sticking their tongue out a little? Suddenly, she lets go and holds her hands up, palms facing outwards. The universal gesture of peace. This seems like a poor way to settle this, doesn't it? And we might crush the bread. She glares, and her passive expression quickly plummets into a disapproving grimace. Hitchan, drop the bread. We are negotiating now. I drop the bread reluctantly. Misha's hand darts in from the side, her fingers drumming across the table as it makes its way over. Don't mind me. I don't even really like veal. I'll just take this sandwich right here, and something to drink too. Picking them up cautiously, she immediately retreats. She has the right idea. I could just pick something else. There are lots of delicious things here. The chicken katsudon bread is also a popular seller, ranking high in taste and demand, but I've already eaten one before. You're so immature, Hisao. This wouldn't be a problem if you'd pick something else. The chicken katsudon bread is delicious. You're so immature, Hitchan. Why don't you pick the chicken katsudon bread instead? It's delicious. But I've already eaten that. Hitchan, why are you so obsessed with eating the veal cutlet bread specifically? It's hard to get normally. Rare things more delicious. Not always. You're acting like a child. You're acting like a kid, Hitchan. Why don't you eat the chicken bread? That's not important. Turning bright red, she smiles cunningly and continues. There's no reasoning with you, so it looks like there's only one way to settle this. We are going to play for it. Oh, is the chessboard getting broken out? That doesn't matter. We'll play for it instead. Somehow I expected this. It's the logical conclusion. Shizune has been studying for a long time, pretty much continuously up until now. With our finals over, I guess that surplus energy has to go somewhere. Play what? Oh no, oh, of course. The oldest game known to man, upon which the fate of nations has been known to rest. Rock, paper, scissors. We'll play rock, paper, scissors. Really? That sounds so serious, Shichan. There's no humor in her expression. She is dead set on this. Okay, okay. She draws her hand back and I mirror her. Go! We both put out a rock. A draw. I had thought I had the perfect plan. Rock is unbeatable. Shizune frowns, deeply upset by this unexpected turn of events. Not as planned? Again! 2 papers. Damn. Again! We both throw out 2 rocks again, but a third hand is among us representing scissors. looks like fun. Can I play? It's a duel, Shichan? Dueling conduct. You're right. I really don't know. The faster she signs, the harder it is to follow. In fact, it looks like even Misha's having trouble keeping up. What's she talking about? One more time! We tie again. Every time. Oh, every time Shizune demands a rematch. Eventually skipping that step altogether and throwing rock, paper, scissors out with increasingly reckless abandon. Even playing completely randomly, we continue to tie. This is a mathematical long shot. Misha hovers above us, watching it all and laughing each time we draw. After 16 rounds, Shizune pushes her chair away from the table and stands up. Enough of this, Hitchan. I see what I've been doing wrong. This will all be over in the next round, so brace yourself, okay? Okay? I have studied your thought processes and I see how you play. I'm anticipating your next move and will combat it expertly. This is all news to me, as I can't remember what we are doing this over. Shizune grins confidently, a look of fearless daring on her face. Her cool eyes flash with pure competitive spirit as she draws her hand back, goading me wordlessly to do the same. Her form is amazing, like a professional bowler or something, just to throw a hand motion. 2 papers. Okay, that's a new one, I think. Oh boy. For all Hisao comments on how expressive Misha is, Shizune's facial expressions. Shizune's body immediately goes slack, and she rubs her temples with a look of exasperation on her face as she lets out a sigh so long it sounds like a tire deflating. I realize I've gotten a lot hungrier in the time we've been doing this. We can just split it. I break the bread in half and offer one half to Shizune. She takes it. Thank you. She looks at the bread in her hand, studying it. Oh. Okay, for a moment I thought she was going to go, no, you've given me the slightly smaller, like do the little sibling thing of, you've given me the slightly smaller half. But this feels hollow somehow. Regardless of how she feels, she still eats it. All of a sudden I see Misha observing the scene out of the corner of the corner of my eye. Hitchan, that was very romantic, I think. Oh, come on. She laughs and takes a bite of her second sandwich. We eat in silence for a while, Shizune and I managing to avoid any other contests. And then we go back to work. As I finish up the day's usual filing, I think to myself that this might be Shizune's way of trying to start this week on a high note. After all, tomorrow is when the real work will begin, and with her hands literally full building stalls, she won't be able to talk very much. It will likely be pretty dull and tiring, like it was the first time around. I'm appreciative of her effort in that case. It's nice to have days like this, as a way of enjoying yourself before the days ahead. I think that was her idea as well. I also remember that I still have to get rid of Kenji's package. The damn thing is bulky, and somehow I've never been able to track him down since I picked it up. Just like leave it in front of his door. After student council is adjourned for the day, I walk towards the vending machines to look for something to drink, parting from Shizune and Misha. It's a short trip, but after even just a few seconds, I start to get the feeling I'm not alone. Oh, Misha again. A pair of hands cover my eyes. Guess who? Shizune? It's me, Hitchan. Yeah, I know. Then why did you say it was Shitchan? It's okay to be wrong sometimes, Hitchan. You're too proud. Anyway, after student council, you don't usually have any plans, right? So, you're just going to go straight to your dorm? Where else would I go? Not sure if you noticed it, but it hasn't been the decision dropped on you. You'd mentioned that, hadn't you? Like, that there's like no. Is it there like? Was there there's no decisions in Shizune's route, or like just one? Like just the one? Okay, that's great, Hit-chan. I wanted to talk to you today, so this works out perfectly. Two high school students alone after classes in a quiet, empty building. As the sun dyes the sky a romantic amber color, the cute girl says that she wants to talk. What a secretive and appealing situation. My imagination is buzzing. It's likely not going to be anywhere near as exciting as I'm making it out to be, but it's fun to play it up that way. Just one, but it's really... Yeah, I imagine, because she does still have like a bad ending, doesn't she? But... The popping sound of my canned coffee opening destroys any chance of maintaining such a cheesy mood. Sounding louder than I'd have ever thought imaginable, amplified by the context of the situation. I sigh in disappointment and relief. So, what is it? Oh, actually, I'm a little behind in some of my classes. If I don't catch up, it could be a problem. I can't put it off any longer. My teachers say that I have to really start taking things seriously, so I should listen, especially because this is the third time. I'm sorry, Hit-chan. Why are you apologizing? Oh, is she not going to be able to make it to the next few student council meetings? I won't be able to help you or Hit-chan with student council for a few days. It'll only be for 2 or 3 days, really. I'll definitely try and come back as soon as possible, but... I can't say I'm happy about this. Excuse me. It's supposed to be getting really busy this week too, isn't it? That's some unfortunate timing. For a second I want to ask if maybe Shizune could pull some strings to get her out of it. But Misha looks so genuinely apologetic about it. It would be pretty dickish of me to say something like that. Besides, if she says it's something that can't be put off any longer, I'm inclined to believe her, considering how surprisingly serious she can be with student council duties. Yeah, I think also the fact she says it can't be put off any longer means that she already has been, and their avenues for getting her out of it have run out. Yeah, I see. It's okay. You managed with just Shizune and yourself last year, didn't you? So I'm sure I'll be able to do it too as well. Don't worry about it. Really? Thank you, Hit-chan, really. I didn't know Hit-chan would take it so well. I thought you'd be worried with how there's going to be so much work, with Tanabata coming up and everything. Damn, she knows me oddly well. But Hit-chan is composed. I'm glad. Yeah, you're sort of right. I was thinking about it, but it's not that big a deal. I'm not going to freak out over that. It's going to be a little annoying passing that pad back and forth to talk to Shizune, though. Hit-chan, just tell Shit-chan that you can use sign language too. I don't understand why you won't. Not yet. I can understand most things already, but I want to be really sure. Actually, I wouldn't mind. The secrecy is killing me too, and it would be nice to be able to talk to her in a real conversation. Don't worry, I'm going to have to tell her eventually. I want to. Actually, I'm trying to think of a good opportunity for it. That won't be a problem, Hit-chan. Why not? Oh. Well, because I kind of told Shit-chan that you could understand her. She was worried about the same thing, that you wouldn't be able to understand each other, so... I was worried, but it worked out fine in the end after all. Oh, she went ahead and told... I lose it. Oh. Ah! You know how stupid I look now? I sat there for half the damn day acting like I couldn't read sign language. And are you seriously telling me that she knew the whole time I could? And she was probably thinking, this guy's a complete jackass pretending he can't understand me. I just made a total ass of myself. How could you let me do this? Misha frowns, seemingly lost for words on realizing that I'm taking this differently than she might have expected. She doesn't speak again until after seeing that I've calmed down. Okay. I'm kind of glad that I was a little worried when it would just sort of line up, I lose it, that Hisao was going to be genuinely angry and not just kind of this annoyed, embarrassed feeling. But Hit-chan, I think this is definitely for the best, she says without batting an eye, having waited patiently through my panic to say it. The cheerful delivery of her words make it seem like she sliced out the time between when she dropped a bomb on me and now. It's pretty funny in a way. You have such a one-track mind, you know that? Also be good for him to get more practice. Yeah, because that is the big thing. Like, the best thing for learning a new language is using the new language. Like, I said it, I think I said it last stream, but I learned the most Japanese in my life during just the 2 weeks I was in Japan. Because being forced every day to use the language in conversation and, like, seeing it on street signs and menus and such. It's much harder to learn a language when you can just ignore it. Yes. The damage is done. If Misha can believe that things will work out with such unflinching surety, then maybe it's worth giving it a chance. And if things don't work out, I'll run as fast as I possibly can. To try and make it up to me anyway, just in case, she offers to buy me another drink from the vending machine. It's a very small token of apology, but I suppose it's the thought that counts, and her thoughts are sincere. And plus, it's a free drink, so I accept. Yeah, can't say no to a free drink. I throw back my daily fistful of pills with a glass of water. After a solid 8 hours of sleep, I don't really know what I was so afraid of last night. As I chew a particularly large tablet in half, I continue to rationalize my worries by why do you keep chewing your tablets? I've never known a tablet that you have to chew. Shizune knew I was taking sign language classes all day yesterday and didn't make a big deal out of it. She might be mute, but that doesn't mean she can't make her feelings known. No, in fact, it seems like she's all the more direct for it. She doesn't beat around a bush or hold back. She always makes herself clear unapologetically. So there can be no mistakes. So if she wasn't mad then, it's unlikely she would be at all. And on top of that, I didn't do anything wrong anyway. But as that fear of mine recedes, the thought of spending a couple of days with Shizune without Misha takes its place. I hadn't really thought about it yesterday, but the idea becomes more and more intimidating. It's true I can understand sign language pretty well, but I would definitely hesitate to say I can understand it above a basic level. And if she were to speed up her signing, which she does quite a bit, I don't think I could keep up. Have you learned... This is something I know I learned to say in, like, Japanese before I went over to Japan for a wee while. Was learning to say just... If I could, like... Sorry, you're speaking a little fast, do you mind slowing down? I'm unfamiliar with the language. I wonder, like, has Hisao learned, like, did he make any attempt to, like, specifically learn something like that? If he's aware this is a risk that... Oh. Yeah, when you... I think it is easy for someone who speaks something natively, like whether it's sign language or a vocal language, to, like, just be very... to speak very quickly. And I don't think... I don't imagine most people would be too offended by someone asking, sorry, I'm not familiar with the language, can you slow down a bit? Signing too is not my strong suit. Doing both at the same time like Misha can is still a distant dream. Hit-chan! What? Don't forget, you said you would help out with building stalls today. Behind the school after classes are over, okay? I know. Last time you helped out Hit-chan, we really appreciated it. This time, it's even more important, so skipping out is unforgivable, okay? I want to ask why that is, but there isn't any opportunity to. Besides, Misha is behind in her classes, so it seems like a bad idea to distract her now that I know that. I can always ask her at lunch, which is what I end up doing. Because, Hit-chan, a festival that celebrates a town is exactly what it sounds like. It's to celebrate your home and its history. Tanabata is different. It's for wishes and lovers. That definitely makes it more important, doesn't it? Yeah, naturally it would be. Is that really what it's for, though? Well, if I understand, like, the, like origin of Tanabata, isn't it to do with... Hikobo... Is it... Hikoko Boshi? And Orihime? And, like, it's only, like, once a year they're allowed to meet? And that's Tanabata? Hichan, you have no sense of fun. She puffs out her cheeks in displeasure before blowing the air out like a deflating balloon. You have to appreciate things like that, even if it's just an excuse to eat interesting things and dress up in the end. I don't know many unique foods associated with Tanabata. Avon, is it somen noodles? I don't know. I'll be disappointed in you if you don't, okay? Before I can say anything, she turns to the side to inhale a croquet. A croquet. After classes, I meet Shizune behind the school, where it seems she already set everything up sometime yesterday. She greets me with a short wave, and then with a flourish of the hammer already... Oh. And then, with a flourish of the hammer already in her hand, extends her arms towards the stalls behind her. Some of them already half completed, others still haphazard piles of board bundled together with string. As time passes, I realize the pills can only do so much. I still get way more tired than should be normal. Luckily, Shizune's back is to me, so I can afford to take a lot of breaks without having to worry about her wondering why. When I stop and think about it, though, I start to feel pretty guilty for taking advantage of her inability to hear that my hammer stopped banging. It's a terrible thing to be happy about. Her work ethic is admirable. It's obvious that it bores her and even annoys her, but she doesn't slack on her pace. When she gets tired nailing a stall together with one arm, she switches to the other. Shizune... I feel like an idiot the second I say her name. I can't tell her what I think. There's a hammer in my hand as well, and in the end, I feel like I have to keep up with her. I can't slack off either, especially when it's just the two of us. There's no time to sign, no opportunity. Not even for a compliment for a job well done. Even something as casual as that would require me to put my hammer down, get her attention, and then sign it to her. A simple gesture turned into something so needlessly complex. I wouldn't say needlessly. Like, there is a need, like, why it's a bit more complex. Like a single footstep taken on a road that's longer than first imagined. I've known her long enough to know this, and still forgot it. The air is filled with the rhythmic knocking of nails being driven into wood. It's actually kind of nice after a while, to pass the monotony of the task at hand. To pass the monotony of the task at hand, I try to match my hammer to Shizune's, then alternate it to try and form a beat. Of course, she doesn't notice. It makes me wonder, does the lack of sound make this work seem more drawn out and boring to her? Is it strange being unable to hear the results of her actions even as she feels the vibrations through her fingers? Or having no concept of sound, does it bother her at all? Distracted, I don't notice Shizune sneaking up on me until her head pops into view. Taking a break? Yeah, I guess. Okay, let's do that. You can understand sign language. That makes it more convenient for both of us, even though you hid it from me. Why? Why what? Why did you decide to take sign language? Her eyes don't break off from mine even for a second. If she needs to read my response, her peripheral vision is good enough. Once she has something in her gaze, she doesn't look away. It's strange how piercing her eyes can be, dark as a lake at night. Because I wanted to. It seemed like it would come in handy, and it did, didn't it? Yes. Sorry, I didn't catch any of that. See, this kind of thing still comes up now and then. I wish Misha was here. She has work to make up for, doesn't she? This might be partly my fault. Misha doesn't need supplemental lessons. Her grades aren't the best, but she understands how the decisions she makes affect others. That puts her ahead of many people. It's... I feel like if Hisao was able to understand sentences like this, he's probably more advanced than he thinks. Especially certain blondes. Ah. She doesn't forget things easily. Your sign language is very good. You're learning oddly fast. I've been taking classes for a while now, and it's kind of easy to pick up after a while through immersion or osmosis, that kind of thing. It's not too bad. I feel like definitely you're learning words if you're at the stage where you're learning words like osmosis already. And if I'm really stuck, Misha's there too. Oh. I guess I spoke too soon. I didn't understand any of that. Time to backpedal. I feel it would be more interesting if rather than, at this stage, if rather than having ... for Shizune, for what Shizune's signing, if they had, scattered words, with the rest kind of, scrambled or something, to kind of, help give the impression, Hisao, because I doubt she's doing all the signs and Hisao's understanding none of it. When he can so clearly understand other sentences. Well, yeah, it's actually not that easy. It's actually hard as hell. Like trying to pick up broken glass. But I guess in some ways it's interesting as well. Like an adventure. Well, no. Picking up broken glass is not an adventure. Sure it is, it's just as challenging. If you use a dustpan and a broom, it's not. I feel frustrated and sad. When I look up, I notice she has a can of soda in her hand. Where did you get that? I forgot to sign it, but she understands anyway, following my eyes and produces another one from behind her back. She tosses it in my direction and I catch it with both hands. I brought an extra one for you. She pauses to slide her fingernail onto the tab of her can and pop it open before setting it aside for a moment. If you're going to try and help me so much, then I have to look out for you too. It's only natural. If you're going to learn sign language, that is something entirely different. I'm naturally going to be impressed. What separates the two is obligation. I'm very happy. She downs her drink in one go, stretches her arms behind her back and jumps to her feet. Downing us. See, I can get downing flat drinks in one go, I understand, but I don't understand how people could drink fizzy drinks and just down it like that. Okay, back to work. And like that, it's over. Shizune returns to her work with the same energy as before, the lingering traces of a smile on her face, the only evidence that she had taken a break at all. As I do the same, I think that Misha was right in saying everything would work out for the best. Everything so far seems to be going in that direction. Oh, and it's nighttime already. Misha swings by as it starts to get darker, looking just as tired as I feel, and Shizune decides to stop for today. As we cover the day's work and go our separate ways, I look at how fluidly they talk to each other, and how easily they laugh together as they walk to their dorm. It makes me appreciate Misha's skill at sign language more. I wonder if I'll ever reach that level, or if I even will have the time to. I do wonder how bringing up Hisao's arrhythmia is going to go in Shizune's route. Oh. The first thing I do this morning is trip once again over Kenji's package as I get out of bed, finding myself diving headfirst into the floor before I'm even fully awake. I want to smack this thing with the first blunt object I can find, like I'm going for a home run. But I don't even have the energy for that this early in the morning, and it would likely damage whatever's inside, and that would be mean. Just leave it in front of his door. I slide it into the hallway. It sails along the smooth floor with little difficulty and stops with a soft and almost inaudible bump on colliding with Kenji's door. Immediately, a dozen locks unbolt in succession like a mounting symphony. "Who is it?" he says as he blindly steps forward into the hallway anyway, somehow stepping over the box in a way that would be uncharacteristically, impressively graceful, if it weren't for the fact I know it was wholly accidental. "It's me. I got your mail. You're standing over it." Mum finally called to wish you happy birthday. Okay. Only a couple of days late. Ooh, but sushi. Sushi is good. Oh. Oh. I do still want to go again to that, was it a Kopan Ramen place next time I visit you. Maybe try some more of the sushi. I know. Thanks a lot, man. Yeah, whatever. So what's in it? He cringes, instantly turning very defensive and agitated. It's nothing. Come on, tell me. I'm curious. And you know, I almost broke my neck falling over it, and before that I had to carry the stupidly large box around with it blocking my vision, crossing roads with it in front of me. I think you can at least tell me what's inside in return. It's secret stuff. I can't tell you because then it wouldn't be very secret and shit. It's nothing important. Well, if it's nothing important, you can tell me. If it's nothing important, why do you have to know? Why is that wrong? Why do you have to know? Why can't I know? Why are you answering my questions with questions? Why won't you answer my first question? Why won't you answer my last question? Hisao, I don't know why you bother. I realize our voices are getting higher with each reply. Down the hall, a door pops open and someone sticks his head out quizzically to see what's going on. We must look like such tools, but I bet I'm the only one out of the two of us with enough shame to realize it. Fine, if you can take... Yeah, fine, you can take it to your grave. I have to get ready for school anyway. Damn, no, why are you so hasty to leave? Stick around a little. You want some coffee? It's been a while. You know, I thought you were dead since you were so slow with the package delivery. You're lucky I was willing to do a package delivery in the first place, smartass. Oh, calm down. Man, you're so confrontational. Is it because of the student council thing? I hear you hang out with them now. Wait, he tried to deliver your... You heard it from me, when I told you. Really? Yeah, well, whatever, man. The point is, they are terrible. You're the new guy, so of course you wouldn't know, but around here, she's a very divisive figure. Before you came here, she just tried to institute a badge policy. It's a long story, so maybe you should sit down. I look around for a chair, but can't find one as we are in the goddamn hallway. I raise a finger and start thinking that maybe I should tell him that, but he's already started talking. Not wanting to waste the arm movement, I look at my watch instead. It would have been a real reign of terror if it had happened. Wait, you're judging her based on something that didn't even happen? Yes. At least he's honest. Anyway, her idea was like merit badges, but there would also be demerit badges. What would those do? I don't know, it never happened. It seemed bad though, so when I heard about it, I didn't leave my room for a few weeks. So you heard there would be massive change and hid in your room, just trying to ride the change out? I decided to do something about it. I found a student council office after a while and marched right in with a list of demands and a bunch of people I grabbed in order to make myself look like I had supporters. Oh wait, so not only did it not happen, but no one even cared? Kenji doesn't hear me, having gotten a good momentum going. Wrapped up in the energy of his own ranting, he starts to completely flip out and flail his arms, appearing to wildly throw gang signs. I walked up to the desk and said to her, "Hey you, fascist woman, what is this badge idea? How out of touch can you be, here in your ivory tower, smugly looking down upon us like we're just a bunch of idiots? Who do you think you are? Your level of elitism is terrible. You're probably one of those outrageous rich people who have chauffeurs driving around slums so they can point and laugh. And only drink pricey coffee beans shot out by the last living dinosaur and brewed in a solid gold skull. And how could you? Go open up a history book. Don't you know that the bourgeoisie are always overthrown in a bloody revolution for shit like this? Stupid! You're an idiot! That's not how you start a conversation, Kenji. Sure, the revolutionaries usually end up turning everything into an utter clusterfuck later on, but a maniac is the only kind of person who would create a policy like this. It's like something I would create to make people suffer, only real, and you want to institutionalize it. Where will this desecration of our rights end? We are people. This is not justice. That's what I said. Then I added a cry of, they can take our things, but they'll never take our freedom. To appeal to the masses like in that movie about the life of William Wallace, where they took his things but not his freedom, and then killed him. But she just ignored me and didn't even look up from writing her little paper shit. Maybe I overwhelmed her with my logic, so badly that she just retreated into denial. Maybe she's just an asshole. Either way, she didn't reply and the future refused to change. I think because he knows that Hisao listens to me. No, I mean more like, why did he think, like, why did Kenji think this would work, like, actually saying this to Shizune? Like, not even, like, because he, like, even if he didn't know, well, I'm assuming he didn't know that Shizune can't hear him. But you'd think, like, this isn't quite how you just, like, go up and talk to someone. To top it off, on the way back I realized I had lost my student ID somewhere. This is the story of my life. A constant and seemingly futile struggle. Like trying to climb up a brick wall with sponges for hands. Hey, you said nothing changed, but she didn't make everyone wear a bunch of stupid badges, so it did change. Yeah, that's true. Okay, maybe they're not so bad then. I guess that counts for something, if I can get Kenji to admit that maybe 2 women may not be so bad after all. I'll take it. Especially if it allows me to slip out of this conversation. I didn't realize how much time had gone by. Maybe you could quickly drop the point as well that Shizune couldn't hear, that like, she's not just being rude there. To be fair, that's probably for the best, though. Knowing Shizune, I don't think she would have reacted too well if she had understood what Kenji was saying to her. I try to run through my usual morning routine as quickly as possible. I check my watch again as I leave the dorms and see that I'm already late. Fortunately, the rest of my day goes more smoothly, and after classes are over, I head to meet with Shizune again. Behind the school, I catch her leaning against a completed stand with parts of it still flecked with bits of paper and tape, remnants of signs from the last time it was used. Absent-mindedly spinning a nail in her hand, she hasn't noticed me yet. The temptation to sneak up on her is unbearable. Years of watching foreign wildlife documentaries have prepared me for this. I'm downwind, conditions are favourable. However, the more I think about it, the more it seems like a bad idea. If I get caught halfway, I'll look like an idiot, and if she doesn't know it's me, I could end up with an injury. Either way, I'll also look a little insensitive, so it would probably be best not to try anything funny, as disappointing as it is. I walk in front of her, startling her a little. Why so surprised? Did I catch you slagging off? No, I was taking a break. You don't look like you even broke a sweat. That's some break there, President. Shizune's eyes dart back and forth momentarily, and I think I've managed to fluster her. There's exasperation on her face, and a little tension as well, but she can't back down. That would be unthinkable for her. Her fingers dance across each other impatiently. You're acting competitive today? You trying to get my blood boiling? Do you want to make it a contest? We'll race to see who can construct the most stalls by sundown. No, I'm teasing you. That's okay. It's not a real student council if you can't tease the student council president a little. You agree, don't you? That isn't in the student council charter, so it isn't true. There is no charter. At least I don't think there is. The only thing they pledge loyalty to are a stack of takeout menus. Anyway, it's a good thing. Oh, it's good that you're finally here, even if you could have been earlier. Pick up a hammer and we'll resume where we left off. As we work assembling stalls again, I slowly realized that it's really much less work than I would have expected. In fact, according to Shizune, we should be done by the end of the day with a little luck. The last time I did something like this for them, it took her, Misha, and myself almost 4 days to do it. It can't be just my imagination. Basically, get back to work. Yep. You know, this doesn't seem like that much work. Because it isn't. That answer leaves me wanting a little more. Knowing that it isn't the best, Shizune puts down her hammer to elaborate. It would be impossible for 2 people to do that much work in less than a week. The truth is that I don't dismantle half the stalls, I just store them someplace else. Actually, more like I hide them in plain sight. She waggles a finger mischievously. But that's a secret, and it's not proper to reveal the tricks of the trade. You're not a magician. Winking, she takes out 2 plastic containers from her bag, then puts them down on a nearby board before raising her hands slightly as if to say, ta-da! I made lunch today for both of us. You can have this one. The food shifted in my bag, and now some of it is mixed together. She hands me one of the containers. I open it. It looks delicious, if a little simple. That's always the best, though. Simple but delicious. She hands me a pair of chopsticks as if she had just remembered to, and I eat what looks like some grilled beef. It's very tasty. You don't like your food touching other food? To be fair, yeah, I'm with Shizune on this. I like things to be distinct. I've gotten much better at, like, as a kid, I used to be kind of like, if I had, like, baked beans and chips and, like, chicken nuggets on my plate, for example, like, take a very simple meal, I would not eat chips that touch the baked beans or nuggets that touch the baked beans. Like, food, I needed my food to be, like, untainted by any other food. I feel so silly looking back on it. So, like, I'm definitely not that bad now, but I still have kind of a... I like, if things are being served separately, I kind of like to keep them separate. You're very picky. Sometimes I mix my food on my own, but not always and not everything. I don't like it when it's done for me. What's important is the choice. She points decisively to emphasize it, and then breaks her chopsticks apart to eat her own meal. As I continue to eat, I notice 2 things. The first is that almost everything I'm eating besides the rice is fried. Even the vegetables are fried. And there's so much meat. Does she eat this kind of stuff all the time? I wonder how she manages to stay so thin in spite of it. And the second thing I notice is that I can't talk to her while eating. Talking with your mouth full is a little rude anyway, but with our hands holding our chopsticks and bowls, communication between us is impossible. Just like yesterday. Even though we're spending time together, even though I took the time to learn sign language, it feels like I'm talking to her less. Despite that, it also feels like I'm understanding her more. To be fair, that's, I think, the important thing. Understanding is more important than hearing. And I mean that in that deep. Not physically, like, not literally hearing with your ears, but... like, I think good friends and such are people who, like... you get them. You don't need to rely on an active conversation to just be around them. I hear the sound of something tapping against one of the stands and look up to see Lily standing off to my side, feeling her way around with her cane. Hi. I narrowly catch myself before I can say, didn't see you there. It's weird that he's always... I feel more distance when I get... Yeah, I feel he worded it most obviously there. He's kind of like, I feel like I understand her more, but we're talking less. And like to me, that isn't yeah. To me, like that very much isn't a bad thing. Like I don't know. To me, it feels like a good sign in a friendship when you don't need. I feel like that's a sign of being like good friends with someone if you're able to just like sit down and just enjoy each other's company, like not even like doing the same thing. But yeah, I definitely remember like that did come up. I think I remember it most clearly in Rin and Hanako's roots, like that kind of same sentiment that he always had. That every time I get closer, I feel like getting further away. Oh, Hisao, is that you? I thought that I smelled something delicious cooking and wondered who it might be. What is she saying? It's hard to move my hands in parallel to saying something completely different to Lily. This has to be why Misha just signs everything all the time. A bit sillier, but it seems like it would simplify things a lot. Shizune tensed her fingers delightedly at my translation, as if from hearing a joke. Oh. All of this food was cooked hours ago, but for someone as slow as yourself, who can't even turn in a piece of paper without being a week late, I guess your perception of time would have to be a little different. Yeah, now it's 3 out of 5 girls he's had this with. Yeah. Yeah, I can't say, like, I don't entirely, like, understand that. But, like, Hisao seems very good, like, very... Well, he doesn't seem very good at, like, stepping back and thinking about this, like, that feeling. Like, I get the feeling of kind of, oh, we're not... It doesn't feel like we're talking a lot at the moment. But I feel... But at the same time, I feel we get each other more than ever. Like, he doesn't seem to be... his brain just stops there. He doesn't, like, step back and go that... Oh, like, we're getting along better. That kind of is more important. He doesn't... I suppose I think he doesn't prioritize things. Oh, but yeah, I'm just really gonna realize now this is like Hisao being put in a situation where he... That's not very nice. A frown crosses Lily's face in response to a reply to something she didn't hear. Sorry, I'm just having a late lunch here. The student council president cooked everything. Is the student council present here right now? She's right here. I apologize, I didn't notice. Normally her level of presence is much higher. I was not aware that the student council serves lunch outdoors. Why wasn't I invited? I think that it is good to have enough free time to be able to do things like this, however. What is she saying? If I were to invite you anywhere, you would just show up late. But Shizune's words are outside of Lily's perception, a fact that is by the second increasingly maddening to her. Translate for me completely, please. What polite phrasing. It's a shame she's essentially asking me to let her fully release the dogs of war. Still, I can't just do nothing. The feeling of being unable to even respond and be understood is so isolating. She would never forgive me. I'll just try to soften her words a little. Well, actually, this was all cooked a while ago. Really? That's nice. Turn over here. It's very disrespectful to not look at the person you're speaking to. That isn't the way a prim and proper lady should conduct herself. Half of what I'm saying is really what Shizune is saying. She doesn't like it when people don't look in her direction when she's trying to make a point. She's, to the right of my voice. Although, in this case, I can understand why Lily wouldn't. This is a very awkward situation, and it's daunting being the sole conduit for dialogue between the two of them. Truthfully, I had forgotten what happened the last time they butted heads like this. It's clear Shizune remembers, and Lily has been pretty hostile herself, in her own way. I'm sorry, such formalities slipped my mind completely. I forgot that the student council president is the type of person who would demand such respect and adherence to the rules at all times. I suppose student government requires you to keep a tight ship. Then again, she certainly has time for her own fun as well, so that must not be completely true. Student council is not a dictatorship, nor a zero-sum game. Oh. Shizune points at Lily with her finger out like the barrel of a gun and snaps her fingers explosively, causing her to flinch and become visibly upset. Is that so? Then that makes it more impressive that you have been part of it for so long, playing it as though it were one. I admire the fact that you are so tenacious. To manage it all, you must be so responsible as well. Not as much as I would like to be. You can't complain about yourself, though, can you? You're very responsible. Actions like requesting a deadline to be extended and then running all the way through to the next deadline. That's the very model of responsibility. Shizune is happy to hear that, but apparently you're pretty responsible yourself, she says. Does she really? More or less. Lily doesn't seem very happy. We're not holding a cookout, we're just taking a little lunch break. We're actually out here building stalls for the festival. You wouldn't know since you never go outside. Did you run out of tea? Are you going into town? Shopping? No. As I said before, I was just passing by. In case you did not hear. I would hate to interrupt the student council president. You're not doing anything now, but you must both be very busy. In any case, Hisao, I'm sure that the student council president will be able to find or make work for the both of you if she needs to. I'll devour you! Yeah, very busy. Devour is a hard word. I'm pleased that I can read it. This isn't the time to celebrate, though. Not over that. Instead, it looks like they might stop squabbling. I would drink to that. Have a nice day, Hisao. Goodbye, student council president. Thanks. You too. Stay classy. As soon as Lily leaves, Shizune dives into the remains of her lunch as quickly as possible, as if each bite she shovels away is a means to forgetting any of this ever happened. When she is done, she heads right back to hammering with the same mindset. It's good that she's working off her frustration, but now it doesn't look like she is in any mood to talk anymore. About 2 hours later, she stops, having moved through the rest of the stalls non-stop in that time. It still feels hard to approach her, and I think about how easily a conversation can die. After it took so long to be able to get her alone and speak to her directly, it almost hurts. Your translation was good. Really? First class. She punctuates it with a thumbs up. For your level, of course. There aren't many deaf people in the school, and sign language classes have been on the edge of getting cut for a while now. I'm sure you don't have any classmates, am I right? If you're only learning sign language now, your speed is going to be limited. That is why interest in it wanes, because it takes more effort than normal just to communicate. I imagine it's the same with all languages. In such a situation, conversations in sign language are less than they would inherently be to start with. I don't understand that word. Less what? Spontaneous. Misha is the only person who can really capture it. Yeah, that's definitely true. Her expression changes for a second and changes back too quickly to digest, but I get the feeling that this isn't meant to be pursued. What I really want to know about is... why did you and Lily fight so much? Tensing a little and visibly frowning, Shizune tenses her fingers and overlays them repeatedly, as if shuffling an invisible deck of cards. two fights that you know of aren't worth calling so much. If you'd been here last year, you could say that. I heard it was a rough year. Something about how you tried to institute a badge policy? Oh, surprised? Well, I want to hear more about that later, definitely, but you don't like Lily very much, do you? And don't dodge my question. Oh, hi, Kendi. Welcome to the stream. I'm doing okay today. Social battery's been a bit low, and it's been miserable outside. It's been raining non-stop. But otherwise, I'm doing okay. I'm not dodging anything. She was part of the student council until last year. We didn't get along very well. She wanted to keep doing things like the old student council did. The old student council was just so ineffectual. It was stupid and insulting. I wanted to do more, and we had a fight. A lot of fights. She couldn't do anything on time. Then, she said that what I want to do was meaningless, just extra busy work. Does this look like meaningless busy work to you? Shizune gestures around us. What's really meaningless is a student council that doesn't do anything. Weak, lazy, and boring. Especially boring. I couldn't get excited over sitting in a room with nothing to do. That's just a waste of time. Why would I even be there? It didn't get my blood flowing. Arguing with her does that. If she could have been that motivated before, she wouldn't have to put so much dedication into being my enemy. But if she shows that much spirit, it's not a complete loss. At least it's something. It's still exciting. I see. And what about the badge thing? She laughs, covering her mouth with her hand as if to hide it. Her laughter is the only thing she regularly tries to hide. That was just a joke. Having a little fun sometimes is important too. Okay. Okay, that went nowhere. The next day, I end up having to hunt around a bit at the start of lunch when I find that my usual vending machine near the dormitory buildings is sold out of my usual favourite canned coffee. The detour takes longer than I expected. Things have been so hectic lately that it takes some time for me to register why something smells different as I walk through the school gardens back to the cafeteria. The grass has been freshly mowed. The realization makes me pause and watch for a bit. The odd group of students chatting or playing around on the grass, and a couple of teachers conversing on the path ahead make for a very idyllic scene. Unfortunately, a feeling of imminent dread starts creeping up on me after a while. The feeling that I'm not alone. Oh, hi Kenji. Hey Hisao, is that you? Yeah, it's me. I guess I should be happy it's him and not, say, a slasher. Kenji begins talking as if he's having a conversation with someone other than me. Knew it! That haircut is unmistakable! No normal person would have a haircut like that! Alrighty then. I think Shizune's root felt long because I wasn't... Yeah... I suppose it could feel like that, like when there's not much like breaking up, just the reading of it. Unconsciously, I start touching the back of my head. Once I realize what I'm doing, I feel insulted. Yet too surprised to even get indignant about it. Oh, excuse me. The hiccups have appeared. Yeah, what are you doing here? Measuring the temperature. Winter will come soon. It'll be too cold for women to go out and have their sex in the city-style power lunches, followed by obstructive human wave formation walks in crowded urban areas. When this happens, man will be able to walk the streets unfettered once again and reclaim what is his heritage. In order to prepare for that day, I've been eating nothing but pizzas for the past week to store energy. That's not good for you, buddy. Okay, that's what bears do. So, there is much we can learn from the bear. Kenji nods, emphatically agreeing with himself. Okay, so check this shit out. I was in town today buying milk. They had a new clerk, some hipster girl with a baseball cap with 2 hockey sticks on it. I'll call her Hipster Hockey Baseball Hat Girl. That is not a catchy or like memorable name, Kenji. I noticed the milk didn't have a price tag, so I told her to get over there and label that milk for future generations. He was in town today? He must have cut his morning classes. I want to scold him, but his verbal torrent prevents me from getting a word in. She told me not to bother her because she was sick. Sick? Sick? We live in a society here. You can't just opt out of human interaction because you're sick. Do you know how much effort it takes me to even get up in the morning? I still do, though, and I got up that morning to go down there and buy milk, not to have my vital questions just brushed aside by some hipster doofus college girl who wears a hockey baseball cap to work. Indoors! Anyway, I was just trying to uphold the integrity of our products. A milk carton without a price tag? When I see something like that, it just leads to questions. Important questions. It's her job to answer them, damn it! That's the problem with women. They have no sense of duty. I get diarrhea a lot, but you don't see me complaining about it. Does that have anything to do with the milk and the pizza? I soldier on and do what I have to do anyway, because that's what being a man is all about. Even if you have diarrhea, you keep going for the dream of a better tomorrow. You know, frequent diarrhea is bad. Maybe you should stop drinking so much milk. I can't do that. It's what allows me to maintain my awesome strength. And in this world, a man's strength is the only thing that can't be browbeaten out of him by an increasingly pussy-whipped society. That's why I walk around leaving open jars of olives everywhere. Sometimes just to show to Kenji, he's probably lactose intolerant. Oh, maybe, or maybe he's just like drinking like so. Because I think as well, like even if you're not like lactose intolerant, like your body can only like deal with so much lactose. Why all this? Kenji, don't try and understand Kenji. I don't think. Do you refrigerate after opening? What? Man, I don't know. That's not important. You have to refrigerate after opening. Even elementary school kids know that. They can't get the jar open in the first place, so it doesn't matter. That's true. I'm a genius. He self-assuredly rubs his chin, which is something I imagined scientists did, until I met Muto and was tremendously let down. Anyway, I can't go to that store again, since it's clearly being compromised by bitches. Unless I disguise myself. Maybe change to a different pair of glasses. Worst disguise ever. It's been working flawlessly all these years. I didn't even need glasses to see. They're for effect. Also to protect my identity. I'm like Superman. Worst disguise ever. Oh, this is right. I thought you'd see it in Kenji's room, but like on Steam, like where it has like all like the community posts and such. No, I try to avoid looking there, but kind of I always see like the top posts because they're just there on the Steam page. And there's like a surprising number of like fan art, it looks like, of Kenji. That like Kenji without his glasses. And apparently like it seems to be like the fan theory that Kenji's pretty hot when he doesn't wear his glasses. Can't think of it as Hanako's route that Hisao has less respect for it. The Kenji memes are strong. But I just know seeing them has always made one. Like, do you like? Is there any point in the story where you actually see Kenji without his glasses? I'm telling you, when people see my school ID, they can't even recognize me. Really? Let me see. Can't do that. I can't go around showing my ID to everyone. It was made long ago, in a different time. I had hippie hair. You do eventually see what? Oh, okay. Oh. I think this is, yeah. I don't think it's eventually, Money. Well, I'm trying to imagine that. Kenji takes his glasses off. Oh, the bag's under his eyes. He squints as soon as they're off his face, which makes him look even more tired than he already does. He was right. He does look very different. Kind of like he hasn't slept in years. Not different enough for it to be a good disguise, though. You need more sleep. Nah. You look like you need it. No way. These are just the eyes of a man who has seen things. A shaman's eyes. Terrible things that you can't imagine. Like when I made a ship in a bottle and my mum sat on it. There was blood and shreds of floral print everywhere. That's what life experience is. Kenji doesn't seem very horrified, even though I think this is actually the first thing he told me about himself that could have been legitimately traumatic. He's also talking about 30 degrees to my left, so I guess his blindness is real. I wave a hand in front of him anyway, to little effect. Man, I hope you realize I'm just joking. I laugh, pretending that I did. Somehow, looking him in the eyes is more difficult than usual. Want some trivia? People with small eyes wear big glasses. I've read that somewhere. It's because it makes your eyes look less beady. Really? I didn't know that. He puts his glasses back on, and I feel oddly relieved for a moment. Until I remember that I still have to deal with him, glasses or not. Well, anyway, that artist girl wanted to paint my portrait once, I think. I had to talk to her like 5 times before she started making sense. Must have been Rin, I suppose. What did she look like? I don't know, a woman with sandals. I was hoping he'd say something more specific, like she had no arms. Rin does wear sandals, but I feel like the chance of there being another free-spirited female art student wearing sandals besides her is reasonably high. I was thinking, sure, someday after I burn all documentation that I exist, it might be okay to leave a portrait behind, so that people can look at it and remember the savior of mankind. They'll need it to model the statue. Then I thought about it some more and had to turn her down. It was tempting, but she wanted it for some school thing. It would be displayed. People would ask who I was, only I haven't saved society yet, so it would be pointless. And then if someone recognized me, I'd have to explain myself. That's already a chain of events I don't want to deal with. I don't want to get mixed up in some weird situation. Shit like that always happens. Sticking out is a surefire way to get put on a list. That's why I make such a careful effort to blend in with people in my daily life. Until I can make my move. Ah yes, Kenji, blending in is what you're doing. Sure. What list? There are many lists. So what are you doing here anyway? Nothing. I kind of got here by accident. Happens to me all the time. Well, hope that works out for you. I think I'm going to go back to my dorm room. I need to set my TV to record my shows. You have TV? Yeah, you should come over sometime. We can watch the game in high definition. Before I can ask him what he's talking about, he's gone. He left like he came, with zero respect towards other people. Kind of amazing. Retroactive recognition, yep. You know, in the year of 2025, we can easily find it. Yep. So, that's part of me. No, like hearing about a dead internet theory, like I'm kind of almost looking forward to it coming true. I can't help shake the feeling that it's probably going to be a net positive for humanity to just give up trust in the internet. Now that Kenji is gone, I resume looking aimlessly at the school gardens in their summer splendor. It's no use. He ruined them for me. When I get back to the cafeteria, exhausted but alive, I think of eating lunch with Shizune again, but find her sitting at a table with Misha already. If it were anyone else, I would think how they were too far away for me to hear them. This is Shizune and Misha, however. If I wanted to, I could eavesdrop on their conversation easily. What a dirty thing to think about, but it's there. I don't want to, though. Just want social media to spontaneously vanish. Yeah, social media I think is particularly bad. But like the dead internet theory, like the internet, it's the idea that the internet will still exist, but things like AI will have become so good at faking stuff that people stop using the internet for like anything related to news or reality. Like, people will still use it for entertainment or to share memes and such. But people will be like, everything on the internet could be AI, we can't trust any of it. So people go back to, like, using more, like, direct, like, sources in their own reality. But yeah, social media in general is... I think there are some good things that have come out of it. But I think on the whole, it's been a pretty bad, like, net loss for humanity. They must have a lot of catching up to do, even if it's only been a few days. I'm inclined to just leave them alone so they can do just that. However, the second they see me, they wave me over. Hi, Hit-chan! Hearing her voice again, even after such a short time apart, is jarring, and I wince. These past few days, I had forgotten that communication with Shizune is almost entirely silent, and concentrating on getting it right, I had tuned out even ambient noise. Well, I'll get used to it again. I'm glad she's back. I'm done making up all my work, just in time. I won't have to miss the festival, If they really tried to enforce that, I would pull you out on student council business. If they really tried to enforce that, you would pull me out on student council business? That's abuse of power. No, it isn't, Hit-chan. Shit-chan says that if there were only 2 student council members overseeing the festival, it would be a problem, wouldn't it? Yeah, definitely. It has to be at least free. It's for the good of everyone. It's perfectly reasonable. It's necessary. Shizune leans across the table a bit as Misha delivers her slightly disturbing, militaristic justifications in a childish, bubbly up-and-down tone. Shizune looks so happy though, tenting her fingers and trying to hold back a laugh as Misha pouts more seriously on her behalf. If you say so. I'm actually happy right now that we can talk so easily to each other, all 3 of us. In the beginning, I thought that I might have found myself in a bad situation. I was sure that Shizune would hate getting saddled with being the tour guide for the new guy. I didn't want to be that kind of burden either. It would be awkward even if she weren't deaf and mute too. Just now she said that we would all have to be at the festival, the whole student council. I don't think that the student council has any real jurisdiction over Tanabata. It's only Shizune's way of saying that she wants us to spend it together. It's nice to have friends. It's a simple thought, but one that makes me genuinely happy, that we could slip into being such with so much ease. Despite the roundabout way in which she said it, I'm glad that Shizune thinks it strongly enough to express it at all. Why did you wait until we waved you over to come sit with us? A question out of nowhere. Shizune's eyes are expectant as Misha repeats her message. I feel like teasing her. You want me to sit with you that badly? We're in the student council. We should sit together as much as possible. It's logic. Anyone would jump at the chance to sit with 2 cute girls anyway. She pauses in case I might say something like, "You're not that cute," and instantly lock myself into an obvious no-win situation. When I don't take the bait, Shizune becomes more energetic and continues. You're abnormal. Well, I didn't expect her to end it like that. You're too quick to call other people abnormal. So arrogant. You're too quick to call other people arrogant. That makes you arrogant, and arrogance is also abnormal. You're double abnormal. It doesn't work that way. It's a sliding scale. Leaning on her arm, Misha closes her eyes and lets out a low, slow laugh like a chuckle. Don't laugh. Don't laugh in this kind of situation. I notice that Misha signs everything I say to Shizune anyway, even though I'm signing myself. This is redundant, but it's an unconscious action for Misha. On the other hand, I can't stop. If I let myself take it easy and sign less just because Misha is back, then what was all this for? I don't want to risk losing familiarity with how to sign either. My hands are pretty slow to speak on my behalf as it is. Hit-chan, you and Shit-chan talk to each other much more now. Back and forth. It's really funny too. Like an old married couple, right? Right? What a loaded comment in so many ways. Although, because it's Misha, it can't have been on purpose. That's not a compliment. Shizune doesn't react to Misha trying to pair the 2 of us up. Maybe she didn't see it. Sometimes it does happen, I've noticed. I still wonder if it's really that simple and why I care so much, but I don't want to think about it too hard. I want to leave. I keep thinking that I'm hogging Misha's time with Shizune, and it could be that Misha cut in just now on purpose, feeling that way too. I doubt that either of them will let me leave, though. In some ways, they're too nice. Anyway, Shizune, if you really want to know, I didn't want to sit here because I didn't want to intrude. I thought that because of Misha being away for supplementary lessons or whatever, you two would have a lot to talk about, and I should just leave you alone to catch up. That's why I thought I would just hang back. Don't worry, Misha, I'm not trying to monopolize Shizune. Hit-chan, it's not like that. You're so considerate, Hit-chan. Shit-chan is sorry, and apologizes. I don't really think it's worth apologizing over, so don't worry about it. Hey, don't you both think that since Misha's back, we should go celebrate somehow? I think so. Hit-chan, usually having to make up work isn't something to celebrate over. No, it's a good idea. The timing is perfect, and Shizune said the student council should have a little fun too sometimes. You've probably heard that too, right, Misha? It should be fine. Actually, wait a second. Didn't you have to make up work because you were missing so many classes to begin with? So skipping out to celebrate would be kind of stupid. Maybe the timing isn't perfect, like I said, but we could go after school. Where should we go? Misha speaks Shizune's question to her aloud before she even stops to think it over, both of them completely ignoring me. Hey, listen to me, two-man short-sighted student council team. Hit-chan, you're a part of this team too. Yeah, I guess I am. Yeah, you are, Hit-chan. So forgetful and troublesome. I feel sorry for the girl who falls in love with you. A little ironic there, Shizune. I'm aware of how this game is going to go. So, where do you think we should go? I'm laughing in spite of myself, wanting to point out how Misha seems so enthusiastic now when she was the one who was most apprehensive about it just a few seconds ago. For whatever reason, I can't bring myself to do it, but this is okay too. After a short discussion on where to go, it seems like the only place all three of us know and are willing to travel to is the Shanghai. A tea house doesn't look like a bad place to celebrate, especially because I'm sure they sell cake there, and cake is the most celebratory food. I haven't seen Yuko in a while either, and neither of the girls. For all these reasons, plus the fact that it's so close, I end up standing in front of the little tea shop with Shizune and Misha before I know it. Oh, excuse me. Welcome. It's been a while since I heard Yuko's voice, so I'm surprised all over again by the energy she puts into her greetings. Kind of like an extremely nervous Misha. Hi, but you don't have to do that all the time if it's just us. Yes, I do. But... Okay, if you say so, Yuko. I take this moment to glance around the tea house and notice that it is as empty as ever. It's lunchtime, essentially the peak hour for an establishment of this type, and yet it's as barren as ever. I don't understand. There has to be a reason for this. Shizune gently taps my arm to get my attention. What do you want to get? Yuko looks a little agitated after Misha automatically relays the question. I'm supposed to ask that. Is there anything I can do for you? Just some coffee for now, I guess. Thanks. The dedication Yuko has towards her waitressing duties is sort of admirable. So is the speed at which she whisks slices of cakes and our drinks to our table when we order. Then again, we're the only customers here. Who knows what it would be like with a full house? Shizune and Misha immediately dig into their cakes with gusto. Probably because they can't talk with utensils in their hand. The whole point of sharing a meal with friends like this is being able to talk over it after all. It makes sense that it would be the same with them. I'm barely halfway through my cake when I hear their forks clinking as they set them down on their empty plates. It's not healthy to inhale your food. Hichan sounds like an old man. I cringe and instantly feel like I've been punched. Are you going to wear a yukata tomorrow, Hichan? No, I don't even have one. I do. Well, even if I did, I'm not the kind of guy who does stuff like that. What about you? Are you two going to dress up? Of course. What do you mean, of course? You didn't dress up last time. One time is not a trend. It's a completely different situation anyway. Aside from not being Tanabata, the festival was on school grounds. Students should wear their uniform on school grounds. Clearly a joke, but her delivery isn't any different from usual. That isn't normal, but her sense of humor never was, and I'm used to it. I guess her way of saying outrageous things seriously is a little better than if she were to say serious things outrageously. What's more troubling in any case is that I've started to associate a voice with her signing, and it's clashing with how Misha says out loud everything Shizune signs anyway. I feel disoriented. I'll dress up this time. I'll dress up this time. You'll see, Hichan. Not just Shichan, but me too. Maybe I'll change my hairstyle too. Don't do that. I can't really imagine you looking differently. Shizune wags a finger and smiles. Such a quick and firm disapproval. What if I were to change my hairstyle? Maybe you should grow out your hair and make it look like drills. She looks unamused. Luckily, I see Yuko making her way over, likely to clear our plates or ask if we need anything from her. Again, he definitely falls under saying outrageous things. Yeah. Yuko, are you doing anything for Tanabata? Huh? It's like she was practicing how to most smoothly ask if I needed a refill of coffee while walking over, but she has no idea what to do having been asked a question first. I feel bad. Yes, I'm working. Yuko, they make you work on holidays? Aww. We have the most business on holidays, and sometimes tourists. I don't mind. I have to do my best. I understand completely. So admirable. Shizune nods her head in solidarity, feeling a kind of kinship with Yuko through their shared determination to be the best. Although for her it's a matter of pride, whereas Yuko might feel that she really needs this job and maybe a raise. The most business, huh? So, how many people on average during a holiday? Well... Oh. Yuko walks away and starts cleaning a couple of swizzle sticks. That isn't polite. This is not what a proper waitress would do. Nevertheless, I sort of got my answer anyway. Clearly, business is scarce at best. I start to wonder again how the Shanghai remains open at all. Maybe this eclectic style of tea house is a trend that was outrageously successful before I got here, but isn't anymore. And they're just keeping it like this while they retool. Maybe the owner is rich and is involved in some sort of bet with someone else, or a crazy scheme to see who can lose the most money. Maybe I just conveniently miss mobs of customers by seconds each visit. To be fair, I think I remember there were definitely during some other routes, you come along more often when it is busy. It just seems to be in Shizune's route that it's this empty. Or maybe this place is just a front for arms dealers. Oh, since there's no one else here, why don't you sit down with us? We can talk about economic infeasibility, but Yuko doesn't take debate, shaking her head from side to side emphatically. I've never really celebrated Tanabata before, or dressed up for anything like this. I'll finally be able to wear my yukata. Yay! What do you mean never? What about last year? Last year, Shichan and me and the 3-2 class rep ran a stall for the festival. It was a soba stall, I think. Yeah, it was. Yep. The blind class rep of 3-2 must be Lily. I'm surprised they were able to work together on anything, but Misha would likely be the best possible buffer for that kind of thing, with how innocent she is. Is that... Wasn't it Emmy's route that was full? Yeah, I think Emmy's route was full, but I think it's still been busier in other routes. No other route I don't think it was like, consistently, like, empty. No, but yeah, I'm wondering, when they were working on the soba stall, is that when we saw the photograph in Lily's route? Where you saw Misha before she dyed her hair? Shit-chan cooked and Lily took the orders, and I translated for them. Shit-chan kept saying, "It's so inefficient, Misha. Why do you have to be the middleman? As in, why is there a middleman in the first place, huh? It would be fine if I did the cooking and you took orders. It doesn't make sense at all." But I think everyone had fun in the end, right, Shit-chan? Oh. Shizune adjusts her glasses grudgingly, causing Misha to break into laughter. It was the old student council's idea, that's why. So, what was the last student council like then? Shizune finally decides to step in again, or it's more like she can't stop herself. Terrible. You got to your little kind of plain. There's nothing wrong with looking plain, though. But maybe that's me as someone who doesn't like standing out. That was blunt. She ends with a chopping motion, as if passing judgment on them. I hope she's going to elaborate a little. At universities and some private schools, student councils can have control over millions of yen to budget and distribute as needed. Wow, really? Millions? Right. And they are much more involved in school activities too, Hichan. From Misha's tone, it seems like this is newer to her than it is to me. This school's student council was like a joke in comparison. Don't give people positions of power if they don't have any power at all. What's the point? So? I wanted us to have more and more work. It was hard to convince the school and the other student council members to allow it. Actually, a lot of the work you've seen us do really is work that I took on, which is what Lily was talking about. If it wasn't for Shichan, the student council would just file attendance reports day in and day out. Would you prefer that, Hitchan? Of course, Hitchan, as soon as the workload started going up, most of the student council stopped coming. Okay. So it's a... Were people like joining the student council just because they thought it was like easy? It was like easy work, but also something good to put on. Like, it was something like good to put on like CVs and resumes. Like if you can put like coming out of school that, oh, I was in the student council. You don't need to mention that the student council at our school like really didn't do anything. But the moment people realize, there's actually work to go into this. Shizune's fingers fold over each other carefully. It looks like she wants to add something, but she can't bring herself to. Like she said, sign language gives you a little more time to think over about what you say. I guess she feels like she can't talk about this. That was then and this is now. Let's just have fun tomorrow. That is what she finally settles for. Yeah. Okay, then student council is adjourned for today. It has to be adjourned excitingly because today was a good day. School seems to be over by the time we leave the tea house, as I can see students coming down from the school as we walk up the road towards it. A couple of people wearing our school uniform look at Shizune as she walks by, and I wonder if they recognize her as the student council president or if their eyes are just being drawn to Misha's head. It's impossible not to overhear the chatter in the air, and the topic is more often than not plans for Tanabata. I wonder how many of them will be using or going to the stalls that I reassembled. It makes me feel a little pride. An emotion I've never felt doing something for school. Maybe this is how Shizune feels as well. I almost want to ask, but it seems stupid to want to do so. So I just hold on to the thought as the three of us walk onto campus and then separate. Shizune to the student council room and Misha and me to our dorms. Also, is that... I don't know, it's something that I notice a lot in Katawa Shoujo, but like and I know I'm maybe not the person to be talking about grammar too much. But when you're talking about yourself in a list of people, aren't you supposed to use I? Like, shouldn't it be Misha and I to our dorms? It's like one little thing like that I notice like Katawa Shoujo does consistently, and every time it just feels wrong to me. It isn't until they're gone that I realize I again didn't ask when and where they wanted to meet up tomorrow. I mean, if Shizune's in the student council room, you could go and ask. You know where she is. Even though it is a holiday, I wake up at the same time as usual, on a day when everyone else is likely sleeping in for another 6 hours. I take my morning regimen of pills for the first time in a few days. Admittedly, I'd let my medication slip my mind. Looking at the rows of bottles in front of me, I don't know how I managed to. 17 different medications. I feel full enough to skip breakfast after taking all of them. I'm already up, so I might as well take a walk. The weather looks nice outside, giving off an idyllic atmosphere I'd often dreamed of. It's always been kind of a romantic notion to me to be able to meander around in the countryside, taking in the fresh air. Now that an opportunity to do just that is here, I can't resist, even though I know it must seem silly. I stop at the main building in order to buy a drink, and then decide to enter it and maybe hang around on the roof a little bit. It's like he's asking forever harder. Yeah. It's like I haven't taken my medication in a couple of days. Maybe I should go on a long walk through the countryside. Hisao, you better invite someone along for this walk if you're going to. The view might be pretty cool at this time, and I'm sure that nobody else will be up there either. And I've never been up there by myself. The school is quiet today, deserted. My footsteps echoing in the staircase to the roof are unnervingly loud. It shouldn't bother me due to how much time I've spent in sign language classes in near total silence, or working so much with Shizune lately, but it still does. It makes the smallest noises that I wouldn't have even noticed before seem boomingly loud. It feels like I'm sneaking around someplace I shouldn't be. I wonder why I'm getting that vibe. Maybe the school is haunted or something. Creak. When I open the door to the rooftop, I see I'm not alone. Misha leans against the fence, looking over the school grounds, not having noticed me at all. Instantly, I know what I have to do. I have to put my hands over her eyes and say, "Guess who?" It's the only option. Halfway, I start thinking of how bad this would look if Shizune suddenly popped in, having left for just a second to get some sandwiches and saw me sneaking up on Misha like this. I pray silently that such a coincidental misunderstanding doesn't happen. "Guess who?" "Hit-chan!" she says, without hesitating for a moment, without deviating even slightly from her normal tone. My fun was over before it started. "Hi, Hit-chan. Good morning." She reflexively tries to move her hands to form a greeting and entangles them in the fencing. "Good morning. I didn't expect to find you here. What are you doing up so early?" "I could ask you the same thing, Hit-chan. What are you doing up here so early? I didn't expect to find you here." "I asked you first." You're right." "You sound just like Shit-chan." "No, I don't," I say in the least convincing manner possible. Luckily, Misha doesn't notice what a bad actor I am. "Are you looking forward to tonight?" "Of course, Hit-chan. I don't like celebrations, or maybe not as much as Shit-chan does. But Tanabata-sans always have interesting things to buy and all kinds of seasonal food. And I get to wear yukata." Her choice of words is a little strange. It sounds like she's saying that she doesn't like celebrations, but likes doing everything involved with them. I don't know if it's worth pursuing, though, and it could be that I just misunderstood. "What about you, Hit-chan?" "I am, or else I'd just stay home, wouldn't I? That's the logical step." "Hit-chan, you're not that logical, so that's really surprising." Okay, though. I was just making sure because you didn't look like you were having a lot of fun last time. Me and Shit-chan were a little worried because of that." "Hey, I had fun. I guess I ended up appreciating it more than I expected to." "Really, Hit-chan? What part of it? Tell me." "Well, there were the fireworks at the end. They were really nice. I think you slept through them." Aw, I always fall asleep early. But I won't sleep through them this year. I'll definitely stay awake. I don't think they have fireworks during Tanabata. It's a different mood entirely. Maybe you can get Shizune to petition them to have them, though. And to move the fireworks to an earlier time. I don't get how you could sleep through fireworks anyway. Maybe I will. That's a great idea, Hichan. No, it's not. Don't do that. I wasn't being serious. Although, maybe it would annoy Shizune. You make it sound like you would like that, Hichan. Hichan, do you like Shichan? I can't say yes or no, and sitting down like I am, I can't even smoothly leave. Don't be silly. The one I like is you. Well, okay, I'm wondering like how seriously Hisao is taking that. Really, Hichan? No, you're kidding, right? You must like Shichan more. Misha, you jump to conclusions too much. But you almost called her Shichan, so I'm right? It's because you call her Shichan all the time. It got stuck in my head. Osmosine language is common, you know. Besides, it's one little slip-up. And by your logic, you should like her more than me. And are you making fun of me or something? Maybe. I'm hungry. Did you eat breakfast, Hichan? No, just medicine. Misha twirls her finger lazily in the air to keep her hands busy as she thinks. We should eat something then. Do you think they will be serving breakfast today? That's really the kind of thing a member of the student council should know. I can't say that though. I'm on the student council and I don't know. Give me a moment. I'm feeling my lack of food today is hitting me a little. My head is feeling a little woozy. No, not the healthiest, but I can have a little chocolate to give me a little sugar boost until the end of stream. No. But I think at the end of this day I might have to call it for this stream. We got a solid 2 hours of stream time? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think I'll call it once I get... Because I like finishing it off at the end of a day. Or like the end of a chapter. I mean, it didn't seem like anyone was working in the kitchen when I entered the building, but I don't know for sure. Hey Hichan, have you ever heard about those vending machines that you can get food from, like burgers, soup, and even pizza? Wouldn't it be great if we had some of those at our school? I don't know. I always thought those machines were kind of weird. Imagine how cool it would be if we had machines like that at our school, Hichan. It would almost be like magic, wouldn't it? Hot food coming out of a vending machine, it's so amazing. I could never imagine that. Seeing one of those machines would be like a dream. We don't have machines like that in this whole town, though. It's too early to even go into town. I won't be able to eat breakfast, Hichan. That's the most important meal of the day. Everyone says so. I want to eat. You're really silly. If it bothers you so much, I'll buy you a soda. Misha puffs out her cheeks and puts on her serious face. Hichan, a soda is not breakfast. It's like water. It's not like water, it's a liquid. Water isn't food. Liquid can be food. That's a point. Well, technically, I think legally here, I don't know if it's the same in the US, but legally, I know here, water isn't even considered a drink, legally. So it's like, when anywhere has a sign saying, like, no food or drink, you're still allowed water. It's only, like, places have to, like, specifically forbid, like, you aren't allowed, like, any liquids in an area. Now who sounds like Shizune, Misha? I want to say. Even her tone reminds me of Shizune's unblinking, matter-of-fact way of stating the ridiculous. If I did say that, though, I would be the one who sounds like Shizune again. It's terrible. Her competitiveness is really rubbing off on me. What's that the saying goes? You are the sum of your 5 closest friends. Or like the 5 people closest to you. Let's look for something to eat then. Okay. Predictably, our search for food in an empty school building this early in the morning leads only to failure. Misha decides to go off on her own after we both decide to give up for now, vowing to eat breakfast even though by now it's closer to time for brunch. I go back to my dorm. The following hours tick by slowly, and I pass the time by catching up on my reading. Some of these books I haven't touched since I was in the hospital. Oh, and the sun's going down already. Thinking back on it, it wasn't that long ago, even though it definitely feels like it was. A free day, and I can't think of anything to do. I take a short nap, and as I change for the second time today, I realize that I never actually confirmed with Shizune or Misha when and where we would meet up. I guessed that eventually they would come looking for me, but I would look pretty stupid if it came to that. Those whole food machines remind me of machines in Fallout that still have perfect looking food after a century of time and radiation. Oh yeah. Though yeah, I haven't seen many of those, like the whole food machines. Like it's always just snacks. I do know that in Japan, like it's common to have like heated vending machines though that like dispense like hot coffee and such. Like hot canned coffee. It's already evening, so I should at least make an effort to find them first. Oh, excuse me. Even though the grounds aren't exactly flooded with people, and it should be impossible to miss Misha's pink hair even if they were, I have a lot of difficulty finding them. Finally, I run into them at the front gate, which was the first place I had looked. Oh. Hello. She attempts to punctuate her normal greeting with a grand little sweep at the end. Hichan, how are you? It seems strange it's strange seeing them in Yukata, though I've been seeing Yukata in general all night. Shizune is as simple and tasteful, which seems obvious for her in retrospect. For all her grand flourishes and over-the-top behavior, I think she would rather die than dress the part. What draws my eye is the hairpin she is wearing. A pearl flower that gleams softly in the moonlight. It looks pretty on her, but in a way that also feels out of place. As if it's too elaborate for a high school girl, or maybe just for someone as secretly childish as Shizune. Misha's yukata is about what I expected, so it actually fits a little too well. Paired with her bubblegum pink hair, she looks cute, but anachronistic. You two look nice. Thanks, Hichan. Hichan, you're a little late. We were waiting here a while for you. Did you forget the time or the place? Oh well, let's get going, Hichan. You never told us in the first. Misha dropping this line of discussion saves me what could potentially be a pretty embarrassing thing to own up to. Specifically that I had been looking for them for at least an hour. Seeing Shizune and Misha looking so cheerful, it's hard not to want to fall into the atmosphere and enjoy a nice night out. What bothers me is that I'm having some trouble reading Shizune's signing tonight. I haven't been to sign language class in almost a week, so I'm not surprised. I guess having lost focus for a while, I'm slipping. It certainly wouldn't be the first time. Hold on, where are we going? Into town? Yes. That doesn't make any sense. We haven't even checked out what's on the grounds. Unless you two decided to have fun while I wasn't looking. We're going to come back. We'll be working our way up. Ha! Either way, Hichan. We have to walk into town and then back up if we want to see everything. So, this way after we're done, we'll be right by our dorms when we're tired. It works out perfectly. That is a good plan. Finish close to home so when you're done you can just... Alright, time for bed. This is admittedly logical. Shizune doesn't give me much time to argue anyway, grabbing me by the arm and lightly trying to pull me along. The streets illuminated only by the light of the moon and low lanterns tinted with tissue paper put me at ease. Now that we're in town, Shizune moves a bit more slowly in order to see the sights. The characters in the background all feel like references. Like something about them feels like I've seen them. But like there's not enough detail in them to actually like tell anything. So I decide to walk more briskly in order to mess with her, but she quickly readjusts her own speed to match, letting out a soundless laugh before quickly signing to Misha with her offhand. What do you want to do first, Hitchan? How about some games, if there are any? I thought you didn't like games, Hitchan. I don't mind. For the second time today, I feel her slim fingers wrapping around mine. It feels like all this time I've been pulled along by Shizune's will. Occasionally it's quite tiring, but I think that for the most part, I wouldn't say I hate it. It's just the quality of some people to drag others into their lives like a storm. That word fits Shizune sometimes, I think. Although I didn't want to tell Misha earlier today, I do like her. Hitchan, you're going to win a doll for me this time too, alright? You're still thinking about that? Okay, I will. I will try. Ooh, takoyaki. The time passes by faster than I thought it could as we run around, trying to do as many frivolous things as possible. Snow cones! Hitchan, do you want one? Misha runs towards the stand, not even waiting to hear my answer. They look delicious. I want one too. We'll play rock, paper, scissors to see who can pay for them all. Remember how that went last time, Shizune? Or we could each pay for our own. Hitchan, what flavor do you want? The blue one. Blue is not a flavor. I knew that. Ordering something based on color is childish. You're childish. What are you getting? What are you getting? Are you getting strawberry? Huh, that's such a childish flavor. Only children eat strawberry. Where is this coming out of, Hisao? You should get plain, the most mature flavor. Ah, yes, just ice. Oh. Oh, sorry, excuse me. I want to know where her personality comes from. I wonder if I would think that way if she hadn't been the first student I ended up having a conversation with on my first day here. It's entirely possible that I'd have missed the parts of her that kept drawing me in. If I didn't know that she couldn't hear me, and that she was so competitive, and so focused with getting me to join the student council, and so alternatively playful and sharp, even flavors must be competitive. Without these constant new facets to keep my interest in her, but I've grown to like her so much, it's likely that I'm overthinking it. Aren't you going to make a wish? Shichan never makes wishes, Hitchan. No. She makes it come true with her own effort. Oh really? Not even on New Year's? Why's that? Shizune tenses her fingers and smiles, but won't answer. It's a secret. I know! Hitchan, do you want me to tell you? Oh. Yes. Shizune alternates between as many forceful iterations of no she can think of. I'll tell you later, okay? Actually, I feel tired. I think I'm going to go to bed early. Really? It doesn't feel like it's been that long. Time flies when you're having fun. But it has, Hitchan. Maybe I can visit Yugo first, then go back. Or I don't know. Well, it doesn't matter. Have fun without me, okay? We're going to go back to school soon anyway, Misha. Oh, no, never mind. Misha doesn't want to hear it and leaves anyway. Shizune starts to wonder why just as soon as I do, but while I keep it in my head, she signs it, seeming to want to discuss the possible reasons. After we're both done seeing all there is to see, I check the time and find that it is pretty late. My energy is starting to wear off, and it's a miracle that I managed to have even this much too. Even Shizune is starting to look a bit tired. We make our way back to the grounds. Shizune seems disappointed when she sees the school building lit up and teeming with students. Something wrong? I wanted to go up to the roof, but now there are too many people. I'm tired, so it might be for the best. There are probably couples on the roof since it's that kind of holiday. Then again, I wouldn't know. Is that how it really is? I've never really been to any festivals before coming here. I'm disappointed. I thought you said you wanted to see what the school was doing last, like saving the best for last, and now you're telling me you don't want to? Not even a little? I thought you would have more energy. I don't feel tired. That's a lie, This seems to spark a competitive spirit, and Shizune immediately perks up. Although it's then that I realize I didn't have anywhere in mind to take her, and I don't feel like going to the main building myself. Unfortunately, the area behind the school is both deserted and impressive looking today. I'd never appreciated how sprawling and well kept it was until seeing it at night. It almost seems to go on forever in the moonlight. It's very pretty, even though it's just a field. I'd thought earlier that she was too mature to pull off the old-fashioned clothes she's wearing tonight, but right now she is quite beautiful in them. It makes me think back to the other day, the other festival that I went to with her. She had looked the same way then. I want to tell her that I like her, decisively, in one go, but even thinking about it is just so awkward. And the more I like her, the more awkward and afraid I am of telling her how I feel, even now, when I could do so if I wanted without having to go through another person. Not to mention, what if what happened last time happens again? If it does, I might not get off so easily with a months-long hospital stay. I don't want to even think about it. I try to shove the thoughts out of my mind any way possible. I try to dismiss them as unlikely fears. Still, the first time I had seen all of my pills, I imagined them cascading before me, enough of them to choke me. I still think about it from time to time. I can't say that it's not a legitimate concern. Times like these are nice enough that I can forget, though. My favorite thing about this school is that it's on top of a mountain. Is it because it's that much closer to the sky? Yes. I like it too, but more because of the fresh air. You're so competitive. Too competitive. If a whale bit you, you would bite it back. That makes her laugh and she winks. Would that be so bad? Her smile is contagious. Yes. It's true. I'm terrible. A little. But if I can make people happy, I'm not entirely terrible, am I? Then it's okay. I have many examples in my defense. Maybe even this moment is a kind of game to her. That's right. This is a romantic moment. I don't know if such a chance might come again, and I feel compelled to say something awkward and stupid. If I think about it too much, I doubt my hands will listen to me. Oh. Okay, coming out, right out this time. Do you want to be my girlfriend? Oh. I hope that I signed it properly. I feel nervous, as if I want to break into a run, yet I'm rooted to this spot. I couldn't hear a thing just minutes ago, and now I'm picking up every little ambient noise. I really am nervous, and I wonder if it shows. Before, hours passed like seconds. Now, the seconds pass like aeons. Then I see Shizune's hands moving unsteadily before her, fumbling over each other, stopping halfway through each gesture. It's like she said, sign language gives you an opportunity to think your words through, and she is trying very hard to do that right now. A situation that she doesn't know how to respond to. It must be unthinkable. As stoic as Shizune tries to be, she can't hide her reddening cheeks, and she's very cute and feminine like this. And it puts me at ease to know she is as nervous as I am. The thought is yet another way in which I found myself competing with her. Okay. That's a simple reply, but as soon as I think that, Shizune takes a step forward and embraces me. An unsure and careful embrace, as if I were made of eggshell and as if she doesn't know how to hug someone. Although, to be honest, it's not a subject I'm familiar with either. Her yukata is cool and silky under my fingers, but I can also feel Shizune's warmth. In the end, she thought this the best possible gesture to show how she felt. Oh, is this the act? Sleight of hand. Okay. So that does definitely feels like a good point to save. So that's only one... I'm only missing one picture now. Oh. So yeah, I feel... Yeah, after doing like Lily and Hanako's roots... Yeah, I feel it doesn't quite... Like, I don't quite... Girlfriend acquired. Yeah. I feel I understood more, like... Hisao's... Like, I don't know, it... In Lily and Hanako's roots in particular, I feel I understand more, like, what... Like, Hisao's feelings. With Shizune, it feel... Like, I think particularly her, I don't quite see... It feels more obvious like this is a story being told, like it doesn't feel quite like the natural flow of things. No, I think it's because in Lily and Hanako's route, I remember like Hisao like had a lot more like inner monologue before things became romantic about kind of like wondering like does he like this girl, like what are his feelings? Whereas with Shizune, it feels like he didn't have much of that, at least not that we saw. No. But no, I'm still curious to see where things go from here. Oh, so yeah, I don't think it'll be interesting to see how much more there is. Because my guess was that there were going to be 26 streams in total of this. Might end up being 27. So I think I might finish Katawa Shoujo next week. But yeah, I need to go and grab something to eat because I'm really starting to feel the hunger. Well, I'm not feeling the hunger, but I'm feeling the effects of not having eaten. Isn't how do you offer this? It was most experienced in writing, need help? Hadn't gotten help with me straight into. Yeah, I suppose that's... Go get some... I will, my dear. Yeah, I'll be back with to continue this on Thursday. That'll be my earlier stream. I also realized I've forgotten to update my schedule with now that the daylight savings has ended in the US, so I'll have to make sure I correct that for next week. And yeah. So I'll be back on Thursday, no stream tomorrow, and then Friday, Mooney and I will be back in Final Fantasy XIV. But that's all for today, so I'll just say thank you for coming along and watching. I hope you enjoyed. And until the next stream, I hope you have a good day, have a good evening, and goodbye.